Hi, I'm Joe Gerdes, and this is Coffee in the Capitol.
Our guest today is Mike Vereb, Secretary of Legislative Affairs for Governor Josh Shapiro, the 48th Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Mike, thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Good to be here.
I know you have a strong background in local government yourself, as does the governor. But you yourself, you were a West Norton Board of Commissioners commissioner, I believe, and spent some time there in local government, first-class township. We won't hold that against you. You also were involved in the Hancock Fire Department. You're a police officer. 10 years representing the 150th district in Montgomery County as a state legislator, and worked your way up to the leadership. You were West Norton, and then you changed course and went to work for your friend and Josh Shapiro, first-class town attorney general's office. And I know politics can sometimes get that against you, but you've developed a friendship there, and one that's been able to do things. And now you're part of this administration that's looking to do representing more things for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Just thought if you could reflect on some of your relationship with Josh and how that formed.
Yeah, I appreciate it. In terms of the first-class township, since you brought it up, I was always envious of the PSATS conferences versus the very boring conferences that I would go to. And even when I was president of the board, ultimately, and now you're part of this, born and raised and still live there. But I think local representation is paramount. With John. No question about it. Back then, trying to do things that would supersede state law. Now I'm here saying you can't supersede state law. It's been on both sides of that conversation. This governor was a state rep from Montgomery County. He was in the term, still lived there. He represented the Abington area. I was running for the open seat, the 150th, which was the center of Norristown up to Limerick in Montgomery County, give or take a block or two. It was an open seat. They're always tough. And my district is a moderate district. I had one precinct in Norristown. It's 12 people on both sides of that conversation. The 6 years that they were in my district, and I still am looking for those 12 people to buy dinner for them. He represented. The reality of it is, we come up here January. You start December with your office and stuff, and then you get sworn in January of 2007. And we all know that was the infamous John Purcell, Danny O'Brien showdown, which was an open seat. Then Representative Mike Shapiro had orchestrated. It was in the parking garage at night that we were parked next to each other. And remember, we had those name tags on the concrete. 6 years I'm like, in my district. So I'm already not liking this man. The reality comes to introduce himself. I pleasant start December was over. But 3 months later, in January of 2007, that garage, we all know a long conversation. And at that time, that focus was like, look, okay, swords are down. We need to do good for our districts, but we need to do good for at night. That we were in 2007 in that garage, and it was name tag spot. I shook hands with him, and he kept to his word, and I kept to my word. And we did things that were comes to introduce himself. I also sending a message about partisanship to our county. But back when it was acceptable, and frankly, we just kept that relation ongoing as he went to become chair of the Montgomery County Commissioners. Okay, swords are down. He ran for Attorney General. I was for our district rep. We needed to do good for Montgomery to endorse Donald Trump, and was involved with that campaign because I had announced my retirement from the House. It all started with a handshake in 2007. The governor will tell you that. Comes in pleasant. We're pretty daggone proud of it. To our county, and we're still focused on what that handshake meant, and that is, frankly, we just kept that for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, for the Attorney General's office. It was never about he and or I. It's about us and our districts. But we need to do efforts of practicality in government that where people can really see that. Remember, we had those name tags to be as cohesive as we can. While at the same time forging ahead in 2007, the governor will tell you that to get legislation to the table, and we'll see we're still how much our pleasantries in our first 100 days now for the Commonwealth Party. Let's see how that works out as we get into June.
What we like to say as supervisors is that it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican to fill a pothole, you got to fill the pothole. And part of that is communication. And that's why we appreciate the lines of communication you've opened up with our executive director, Dave Sanko, myself, and meeting with us and hearing the issues that townships have. And again, with your background of understanding what local government deals with on a day-to-day basis, what are some of the things that you'd like to do to help that communication, the lines of communication with local governments county governments up to the governor's office, and how can we continue to make that work?
Well, I can't help but ask the question on the record of what that thing was that Sanko rolled into the conference in, whatever that vehicle was.
That was a Back to the Future DeLorean.
Okay, I had my TV muted. I'm like, has he lost his mind? You guys, you're always welcome here, and I think, what we have to do is respect what townships do, what local government does, and not try to infringe or overstep what that thing was. So in collaboration, that's where you guys come into play and play a very important role in that. Look, when it comes to transportation, the first priority of the governor in that realm is we have to get the transportation money out of funding state police, which, as you know, his you guys initiatives are $100 million a year for 5 years. There's a more aggressive bill out there that's $250 in the first year. We're looking at that. We look. I got beat up pretty good over that transportation vote. Try to do some collaboration. We don't need to be paying for troopers on the street. We need to be when it comes to transportation, the first priority of the governor. And clearly, that is a major initiative of ours. Whether it's 100, whether it's 250, whatever that is something that you guys very strongly committed to. I know we're not, talking schools, but of course the education component, it's not just about throwing more money at schools and everybody smiles and goes home for the summer. We don't need to be, it's making an investment in the right place. When it comes to transportation, it's looking at school choice. It's looking without touching, basic ed money. It's looking at our investments in VOTEC. That is something that I'm a VOTEC child. And, I got out of high school and I went, I know we're not Knight Montgomery County Community College. But of course the education police officer at 19 years old. Sounds crazy. It was crazy, but I'm thankful for every day of my career. At the end of the day, though, these are the types of things we're looking at the right real issues that impact our education sector, whether or not there's room for a public-private partnership with our tech schools to lessen the burden on our school districts. I think economic development, we have an Office of Transformation Academy. I can tell you I've had 12 meetings already. But of course, just me with impacted legislators. Sounds crazy. Projects, if places are closing, can we reinvigorate them? Can we do something different with them? We want to keep, obviously, that impact our education, jobs going, economies going with our tech school. Something as simple as marketing. That is something that he investing in our messaging, not the governor's messaging. But come here to Pennsylvania. We have heard from major CEOs across the country that we're not only not in the stadium in terms of attracting different with them here, which is important to all of your membership. Sure. But we're not even online. That is something that we are so far removed from growth opportunities economically for big picture thinking, and that's something that our transformation sounds crazy, is working diligently on, and we're going to have a big summit, I think, in September. So, but I think everyone should pay attention to this budget cycle. Can we do what the governor says? It's important from a guy that's been friends with him since 2007. Right. He means. There's no games in this. We have 45 days to do it, so there's going to be other things that have to be tweaked or put in as we go. But it's been a great learning process. Sounds crazy, we diligently on. And
once again, we very much appreciate the communication that you've given, the line of communication you've given.
I think everyone should pay attention to this
budget. We look forward to working with you.
Can we do something Shapiro, different with them?
The 48th governor of the Commonwealth. I worked for the 43rd and the 44th. And looking forward to continuing our working relation with you personally, Mike. And I know you're a busy man, so that's all the time we have today for Coffee in the Capitol. But Mike, again, thanks so very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Take care, Mike.
Thank you for joining us on Coffee in the Capitol this month. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, email tvn@psats.org. Also, be sure to subscribe to PSATS YouTube channel. Hit the bell button for notifications. Follow our social media pages, and head over to the TVN page at psats.org for more township joining us on Coffee in the Capitol. As always, thanks for watching. At psats.org. Also, be sure to subscribe to PSATS.